It's Friday, December 4th, 2020. Thank you so much for joining me this evening. Please make sure to give this video a thumbs up, share this video all over social media, and make sure that you subscribe to this channel. Before we get started tonight, I want to remind everybody, please be cautious down in the comments. There is somebody using my face and my name trying to sell, of all things, Bitcoin. I would never try to sell anything. First off, I don't even own any Bitcoin. And as most of you know, I don't really endorse cryptocurrencies, not against them. If you have them, I'm not against them, but I don't own any of them. And I'm certainly not going to go down in the comments and sell Bitcoin or any type of cryptos. In fact, I don't sell anything. So be very, very cautious. I know most of you know that, but I want to remind everybody about what's going on. It's happening to a lot of channels. We're getting near Christmas, and you have these scumbags out there trying to make money, rip people off. So be very, very cautious. I would never be talking to anybody in the comments trying to sell them anything, period. So be very, very careful of that. They do give a phone number. If you want to call that phone number and give them a piece of your mind, by all means, leave them a message. Also, I'll be posting another Patreon video this weekend on Sunday, so make sure that you check that out. So please come over to Patreon. But a few things on my mind today. As I was running some errands this afternoon, I noticed a few things. I passed a Bank of America, and there must have been 25 people in line to get into the bank. And I know that they're dealing with limited capacity, but what is very interesting is in a few of my local Bank of Americas here, I've been told that they are closing temporarily. And so that always concerns me when we start seeing these signs on the door, sorry, closed temporarily. Why is that? Why are they closing? Why are we seeing these enormous lines? I drove by later in the day a Wells Fargo in my area, and the same thing. Long line out the door, long line at the ATMs, long line through the drive-through. And again, maybe it's this whole limited capacity that we're seeing because of the infection, but it seems like a lot of people are waking up and want to get their money out of the bank. And again, it's very, very concerning when I start seeing these long lines at the bank, because what if something happened? How quickly they could shut the doors, shut the ATMs down, give you a limited daily amount at your ATM. I think you can get $400 a day out at Wells Fargo and Bank of America. What happens when that's only $50 a day? But again, how quickly things can close down and they can lock you out digitally or physically by locking the doors, locking down their systems. So now that digital money is worthless if you can't get to it. So pay attention to that. I've noticed people writing me in the comments saying the same thing in their states, in their areas, that the banks have closed down temporarily. They're seeing the longer lines. So something definitely going on with that. So let's pay attention. I want to transition into what's happening here in California. Remember, California is the 5th largest economy in the entire world. So it is a bellwether to the rest of the United States of America. Our governor just came out and said that if ICU hospital capacity falls below 15%, the new stay-at-home order is triggered. This means that private gatherings of any size will be prohibited. Bars, wineries, nail salons, hair salons, barbershops, restaurants will no longer be able to even have outdoor dining. Indoor dining is completely closed here. But outdoor dining is still allowed. But if we break through this 15%, if we fall below 15% with this ICU capacity, outdoor dining is closed down immediately. And so many restaurants out here, and I'm sure that you've seen this too, have built these outdoor dining areas. They brought in the heat lamps. They've had to really invest money to innovate with what's happening, and they can just be shut down like that. So I know San Francisco is getting very, very close to that number. Right here in Southern California, we're about 5% away, but that could change overnight. And these businesses, this will be a nail in the coffin if this happens. And I just don't understand how these small, medium businesses are going to make it. Also, retail stores must not exceed 20% if this goes into effect. I mean, this is unbelievable. Retail stores cannot exceed 20%. Also, non-essential traffic, driving in your car, riding a bicycle, a motorcycle, getting on a bus, etc. Non-essential traffic will be prohibited. So, wow, this is going to be a dagger, not a nail, but a dagger in the heart here, ladies and gentlemen. Let's talk about these job numbers. U.S. adds 245,000 jobs in November, far fewer than expected. 440,000 jobs were expected. We got 245,000. This is another indication that this economic recovery, if you want to call it that, has slowed down in the last few months. Yesterday, Thursday, we got last week's jobless claims, 712,000. Is there a recovery? Has there been a recovery? I would say no. There has been no recovery, and certainly no V-shaped recovery. CNBC, Dow jumps more than 200 points to a record, even after big U.S. jobs report miss. Again, this is how fake these markets are, how rigged and manipulated these markets are. Again, I cannot emphasize how fake and rigged these markets are. We're not adding jobs here in America. We continue to lose jobs. Jobless claims are down yesterday. What were we? 780,000 the week prior, 712,000 yesterday. And of course, all over the news, all over these business channels, this was good news. Well, who is going to have a job left when we're bleeding and hemorrhaging jobs like this? We're going on, 39 weeks? We've lost a minimum of 700,000 jobs in a week. So we're averaging over 700,000 job losses per week for 39 weeks. Who's going to have a job left? Of course, the jobless claims are going to go down because less and less people have a job. Less and less people are finding a job. Many people have just quit. Many people are just giving up, and it's really, really sad. November, we lost 17.4 thousand restaurant jobs. Again, where is the recovery, ladies and gentlemen? 17,500 restaurant jobs lost just in the month of November. Yet we're being told that the economy is coming back, it's recovering, everything's going to be okay. Yet we just lost 17,500 restaurant jobs. How many of these jobs are never going to come back? Because many of our restaurants today, not our fast food restaurants, but our small mom and pop restaurants, how many of those are going to come back? It's such a sad state of affairs to see what's happening in America. Many of these restaurants are gone, never coming back. Many of these people who are dependent on these service sector type jobs are going to have a very, very hard time finding a job. And of course, the big boys, the big chains, what are they going to do? They're going to replace your job with technology. With robotics. They're not going to need human beings to take an order. It's going to be selfless checkouts. That's where we're heading. And at some point, I could see McDonald's not even needing people to even cook the food. It is really a concerning time here as I sit here on this chilly Friday evening reporting the news. Guys, look, I'm just reporting the news, just giving you the facts, the latest numbers. So don't hate the messenger here. But I make these videos, I report the real news because number one, I'm very concerned about what's happening in this country, the direction we're all heading in, and I'm very concerned about my fellow Americans because a lot of people here are going to be severely hurt with this economic crisis. Another article, this one comes from The Hedge today. Factory order growth slows in October, remains lower year over year. We are down 2.8% year over year with factory orders. And I believe that this is a very conservative number. We can't even trust the numbers anymore. We cannot believe these numbers. I believe that factory orders are down much more. I believe that when we look at the unemployment numbers, when we look at the job numbers, I believe these numbers are much worse than they are telling you and I. 4 warning signs in November. Jobs report. This feels like the calm before the storm. Was on CNBC today. November unemployment fell to 6.7%, according to the Bureau of Labor Statistics in this CNBC article. And again, do you really believe that we're only looking at 6.7% unemployment here in America? You got to give me a break here. Again, let me repeat. 39 weeks, we've been bleeding 700,000+ jobs for 39 weeks. That's literally, we're averaging what? Easily 3 million job losses a month. Guys, this is really getting serious. I can't stress it enough, the importance of preparing, getting ready, getting in a mental mindset. And it's so sad for millions of people that have lost their jobs, have burned through their savings or had no savings to begin with, have nobody to fall back on. These people are in big, big trouble. Again, if you don't have a network of friends, if you don't have family, if you don't have a really, really good church to fall back on, I'm afraid to say we're going to see a lot of people go hungry. We're going to see a lot of people go homeless. We're going to see massive desperation here in America. Suicide levels have already spiked 90%. You just think about depression and drug use, everything that comes along with a depressed economy like this. We're going to see numbers that we've never, ever seen in our life. Education Department extends student loan payment pause for 42 million borrowers amid this crisis. This is just putting off the inevitable. This is just kicking the can down the road. How are these people ever going to pay this back? So many people got duped and bamboozled into getting a college degree, paying $60, $70, $80, $100,000, and it's basically worthless. Most of these people last year were working at Starbucks. They were working in the service sector. Before this whole crisis began, this economy was already slipping, and we'd seen massive problems with people being able to pay back their college loan debt. And where were they working? Most of them, not most, but a good percentage of them working in the service sector. Many moving back home, many dependent on their parents to pay their bills, pay their cell phone, many working again at Starbucks, restaurants, bars, just the service sector with an $80,000 degree that is worthless. Mortgages, rent, loan debt, they're going to have to extend all of this, or we're going to have very, very big trouble. But inevitably, these debts have to be paid back. But we are living in a time right now where people don't have to pay their student loan back at the moment. They don't have to pay their rent. They don't have to pay their mortgage at the moment because everything is in forbearance basically. And so this is allowing, I wonder why I see people out at Best Buy. I had to stop by Best Buy today. And, of course there's people buying, big screen TV, but how many of these people that are at a Best Buy or just out shopping today or going to be Christmas shopping, many who have not even paid last Christmas shopping spree. They haven't even paid the bill, the credit card bill for last Christmas, but they're out shopping today. Not all. There's people that have money, don't get me wrong, and if you can afford it, by all means, treat yourself, spend away. But we have millions upon millions of people who cannot afford to go out spending. But since they don't have a rent payment or a mortgage payment or a student loan payment at the moment, and they got months of $600 benefits and $300 benefits and unemployment, they're going to go out and they're going to buy a new big screen. I'm sorry, but that's just a fact. They're going to go to Walmart and they're going to buy more Asian imported products. They're going to buy more Asian imported electronics at Best Buy with money that the government gave them. And my fear is at some point, reality is coming to America. Reality will come to the economy. At some point, people are going to have to pay their bills. And the question is, how are they going to do it without a job? And how are they going to do it when they're months and months behind on their student loan, they're 6, 7, 8 months behind on their mortgage or their rent? How are people ever going to get caught up with this whole mess? Very troublesome times, ladies and gentlemen. And as I've said earlier, millions and millions of people it's already too late for. Most of you watching this have been preparing. Many of you have probably been preparing longer than I have. If you're watching this video and you have a job today, first off, thank God that you do. You're very blessed. If you have some savings, make sure you're protecting that savings. And we're seeing inflation ticking up every day. Go to the grocery store, check it out. Look at what rent costs, what a house costs, what a car costs, and tell me that there's no inflation. Make sure you are protecting your wealth. I'm going to leave it there this evening. Have a phenomenal weekend. Make sure that you're really paying attention to what's going on. Make sure that you continue the preparation. And make sure that as we enter into this holiday season, that you are checking on your friends, people maybe that you work with or did work with, checking in on family members, associates, church members. There are so many people out there losing everything, losing hope. We're not even sure now if we're even going to see a $1,200 stimulus check. And there's so many people now so reliant on that stimulus check. If you're at that point, it's probably already too late for you. And I hate to say that. So many people are going to get devastated with what's coming, ladies and gentlemen. And there's people out there that still have a job, making some money in the markets, and life is good for them. They have no idea how fast all of this can change, how fast you can lose a job. Literally, 80% of America is paycheck to paycheck. That was last year in the good times, right? The supposed good times. How many people are even paycheck to paycheck today when nobody even knows how many people are out of work. I'm gonna estimate around 40 million. A lot of people would say more. But reading the comments the last couple days and what people are telling me, talking about their shopping malls, the retailers near their area, the vacant stores, the homeless, people writing me, telling me they just lost a job, their kid just lost a job, had to move in with their kids. This isn't normal. This isn't normal, and we haven't even seen the worst of it yet. This is just getting started. We're just getting warmed up with what's really going to come, ladies and gentlemen. And I feel really, really sad for so many people out there that are going to just get annihilated here. But again, if you have a job, thank God you do. If you have some money, make sure that you are making preparations, okay? Maybe this isn't the time to go buy a new car. Maybe this isn't the time to go buy a house. Maybe this isn't even the time to go buy a big screen TV. Maybe this is the time to save some cash, buy some precious metals, and just have a strategy. Look, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not here to give anybody financial advice, but I am here to wake you up. And you better wake up to reality. And the reality is America is going to see the worst economic collapse in world history, period. Have a phenomenal weekend. Prepare, prepare, prepare. Walk close to God. Thank you again for watching. Check out the new Patreon video coming this weekend. We'll talk more about preparation, the importance of training and security. Hopefully have a couple friends with me to talk a little bit about how they're preparing and how all of us should be preparing. God bless all of you. Thanks for watching. Talk to all of you very, very soon.